Alright, so we back with another video. Today we got y'all boys with the best guard animations. This is a recap of the best animations in the game when it comes to guards. Guards is 6'4" and under, pretty much any build that's 6'5". I will do the same thing for swings. I will do the same things for bigs. Pretty much going over every single animation possible in the game. Jump shots, shot animations, dribble moves, pretty much anything you can think of, dunks, layups, all in between. If I do want more videos like this, all you gotta do is like the video. Like I said, this is a recap. I went over this in a couple different videos, but for the most part, putting it all in one video for guards, here you go. But yeah, if y'all do want more videos like this, like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff out the way. No more talking. Let's just hop straight into it. Alright, so starting out, we got the guard jump shots. Now, when it comes to the best guard jump shots, we got a lot to talk about. It's different things when it comes to the timings. It's different things when it comes to the bases. It's different things when it comes to the releases. Alright, so when it comes to the best jump shots, I know I got one that says best, but I just didn't change some of these names. The best one in the game, I'm not gonna lie, is Curry. Curry right now, bro, in my opinion, is the best one. It gets the jump shot off the fastest. Green window is still pretty big. It's fast. It is fast. But if you know what you're doing, you're gonna be straight. Now, I am using push. You can actually use set point on this, so if you want to use set point, you can go ahead and do that. It is going to be even faster though. But Stephen Curry is up release 1, Quinn Grimes is up release 2, very quick, 75-25, and I did put it on push. Now, for the other jump shots, I have a John Wall jump shot. This is another very good one, where you're going to have push, release speed, then 75-25. This is what I'm really would use if I have a little bit lower, but on this build, as you can see, I have a 99 3 ball, so I don't have no reason to do that. I do use Stephen Curry. Then outside of that, you got Landry Shamet. This is the one I was using before I was using Stephen Curry. This one is probably the most consistent one out of all these jump shots I'm gonna show y'all. To be honest, outside of Curry, max speed, same releases, push again, 75-25, Quinn Grimes, Stephen Curry. Then we got the old Cam Thomas from last year. If you really messing with Cam Thomas from last year, think of pretty much if you have the Patty Mills and stuff like that, because you start a 4. I don't have Patty Mills, so if you do have that, go ahead and put that on. But Cam Thomas, Stephen Curry, Quinn Grimes, very quick, 75-25. And then to go alongside that, we have best Quinn Grimes, which is actually really good as well. Another one that you can throw in the vein of this is the not the Bronson. Trey Burke. Trey Burke is another one you can throw in this, and Allen Iverson. Those are like the T-Max. But if you really do want like a jump shot that does get high, I guess jump high, and it still has like a good green window, good immunity, good speed, this is definitely the good one for you. But release speed is actually, or not release speed, but releases are actually good for when you are doing fades. So the only thing that's gonna carry over from your base or your custom jump shot from fades is your actual releases. So you want to make sure that you have a good release for your jump shot and when you're fading. And a lot of people in this game fade, so I do try to have these two releases very quick, 75-25 on every single base, because even if you tweak it a little bit, the fade will be a little bit different. So even if you do different releases, the fade will be a little bit different. So when it comes to visual cues and all that type of stuff going into it, these are the best jump shots in the game for me. Now, everything is a preference, so you can tweak, you can change. There's some other bases, maybe like a Kyrie. Kyrie has a huge green window in terms of all that, and it's a little bit slower. So if you need something a little slower, that may be nice. If you need to go a notch down on release speed, that does spread out the green window. There's a lot of things that you can do that you can make it easier for you in every situation. You can do that, but that is what I use for my guard builds. All right, for the best guard shot creator animations in NBA 2K26. When it comes to these, the best go-to shot in the game is going to be in the convos of Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Ja Morant, Jamal Murray, Jalen Suggs. DeLon Wright is more so a swing. Okay, so you got the Ja Morant, which is really good for like if you're just trying to get by a defender and you want to keep dribbling. This is really good. You can shoot off it as well because it's so fast that it's really going to be tough for anybody to defend. And these go-to shots are literally unbumpable. So that's really what makes these so good. But yeah, then you got stuff like Malik Monk, where it pretty much is all around just really good. So Malik Monk is really good to shoot off of. Donovan Mitchell, another one that's okay to shoot off of, but not as good as Malik Monk. Darius Garland, really good to shoot off of. Really balanced in terms of how you want to use it. You can dribble out of these as well. Jalen Suggs, really good to shoot off of. It doesn't create as much space, I would say, as Malik Monk, Darius Garland, but it is very good to shoot off of. CJ McCollum is also another really underrated one. I don't know why I don't have it starred, but CJ McCollum is actually another really nice one. And Jamal Murray, another really good one to shoot off of. So it really does come to picking your poison, how you want to play. Do you want to shoot off of them? Do you want to dribble out of them? Do you want to speed boost out of them? It really does come to that. I would say if you want to dribble out of it, Ja Morant. If you want to throw your defender off, Ja Morant. If you want to shoot off of it, Jamal Murray, Suggs, Malik Monk, Darius Garland, CJ McCollum. Now, for the reason that people actually came to the video, the fade. The best fade animations. Now, I think Pro 2 is just the best fade in the game. Kobe is the one that I would really debate with it, but Pro 2 is really good. You got stuff like D-Book, you got stuff like Cameron Thomas, you got stuff like Chris Paul, and you got a really, really underrated one in Gary Harris. Really, really underrated. But I would say Pro 2. Pro is also really good as well, but I would say Pro 2, especially for how people want to play in this game, which is rhythm shooting. Pro 2 is the best one in the game. Next is the best spin jumpers. This is pretty easy. You got Kyrie if you want to do like the dribble. If you spamming it, if you really doing spin jumpers a lot, you can use this to crab and all type of stuff. Yeah, if you're a real shot creator, you really using spin jumpers, Kyrie is the best one. If you're not, you're just using it to throw off the defender. Maybe you trying to get like a last second opportunity. You like everything got locked up. You don't know if you can rim run. You don't know if you can really just do a little snatch and shoot. You can fake a rim run and just do a spin jumper, and Pro is going to be the one that's going to always get it done. It's just that simple. Then we have hop jumpers. Now, I mentioned this on the swings, but Zach LaVine is OD. So if you really using hop jumpers, if you really want to master a hop jumper, I would definitely have to say Zach LaVine is the one I would probably try to master. Malik Monk is also very, very good. You got stuff like Trae Young, which is very, very versatile. So if you really want something that has a lot to do in it, a lot of different animations in it, Trae Young. Cameron Thomas is actually pretty solid. Terry Rozier is pretty solid. Jordan Poole is pretty solid. Tyrese Maxey creates space. Allen Iverson does some really random, cool animations. Drew Holiday creates a lot of space. Tyler Hero is really good to shoot off of. James Harden is very, very versatile. De'Aaron Fox is another one that's really good to shoot off of and create space. Stephen Curry is very good. But at the end of the day, Zach LaVine is the best and broken one. So I would probably have to say that one. If I had to say anything after that, I would probably say Malik Monk or Trae Young. All right, so hopping into the first things first when it comes to the guards, the best guard dribble animations. First things first is going to be the dribble style. When it comes to the dribble style, you got a couple that you really need to be worried about. First thing is going to be the Ja Morant. Now, I won't lie. I do think when they did the little patch to like everybody that was complaining about the speed boost, I think they just kind of nerfed a little bit the Ja Morant and the LaVine a little bit, to be honest. Like, a lot of the swings was using LaVine. A lot of the guards were using Ja Morant. I think they just toned it down a tad bit. But that's kind of why I don't see as much of a nerf to the guards as the swings, because I don't think Ja got nerfed as much. But I do think Ja and De'Aaron Fox are the two best ones for guards. Now, you can also use the LaVine. You can also use the Jalen Green. You can also use the Chris Paul. You can use the Shea. You can use a couple different other ones. Even like you can use the Trae. You can use the Damian Lillard as well. Those are two pretty underrated ones. But I would probably say, Kyrie is actually another solid one. But that's super high on the pendulum. Like, you need a 94 speed of ball. Not a lot of guard builds are actually putting that up. A lot of people are actually just going with 86 speed of ball. But I would definitely say, to be real, Ja Morant, De'Aaron Fox is probably the two best dribble styles in the game for guards. Especially if you just want to go for bang for your buck. You only need an 85 speed ball for Ja, 6'5" and under. And De'Aaron Fox, a lot of people not even going to be able to get this. But if you do have a 90 speed ball, I like this the most, to be honest. Next is the signature size up for guards. Now, when it comes to the best signature size ups for guards, it's really not that complicated. You're either getting Trae Young or you're getting Steve Francis. Those are the two best ones in the game. I'm pretty sure Steve Francis is a rep reward. Yeah, Steve Francis is a rep reward, and I'm pretty sure that's pretty much confirmed. Or it's within the season. I think it's a rep reward. I think you get it at starter 4. But Trae Young, you only need 92 ball handle. I think you need 95 for Steve Francis. So those are the two ones I would personally recommend the most if you're talking about dribble animations, especially signature size ups for guards. Next is the breakdown combos. You still got the Ray for Austin, but I'm not gonna lie. This year I'm actually messing with the Jordan Poole the most. I think this is actually nasty. Trae Young is actually pretty good too. But yeah, those are the three I probably would recommend the most for guards. This is now like the aggressive and the regular breakdown combos all in one. So they just call it the breakdown combos. But all in all, those are the three ones I would personally recommend. Next, we got the escape moves. Now, this is what's really stacked for guards compared to any other build. Because you cannot get Trae Young on any other build. You cannot get Kemba on any other build. You cannot get Stephen Curry on any other build. And those are the three best ones in the entire game. Now, there are some other ones you can actually use that are good. But those are the three best ones. So Stephen Curry, if you really like crabbing a lot and that's really like your game, Stephen Curry is probably the best one for you. Kemba is pretty much all around. Now, Trae Young is good for combos, shooting off of, crabbing, kind of similar to Kemba. I think Kemba is just a little faster. That's the one thing I would say. So Trae is actually all around, kind of like Kemba. Curry is more so for crabs, but it's not as fast as these other two. But they're all three good for their own reasons. Kemba is 89. Steph and Trae are 92. So if that matters to you, that you can do it based off that. But all three are very good for their own reasons. Next is the combo moves. For the guards, the best combo moves I would say is Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving. LaMelo is actually pretty good as well. But I would probably say Damian Lillard or Kyrie Irving, especially like the Kyrie or the Dame. Because when it comes to these combo moves, you really want to be able to do it. You want to be able to do something going up the court, whether it be a double cross, a stutter step, a hezzy. These are really good just to like get around your defender fast without them really expecting you to really do it. Pro is actually really solid as well too, to be real. But yeah, those are the ones I personally would recommend for the combo moves. Next is the crossovers. I do know that you do get De'Aaron Fox when you do get starter 4. I know that for a fact. So that is in the game. But for the best crossovers in the game, I'm going to be real. It's a lot you can really talk about. I think Chris Paul is really good. I think that's the popular one right now for like early on. But I think Jordan Poole is up there with it. I think Trae Young, Damian Lillard is definitely up there. Damian Lillard is debatably better than the Chris Paul in my opinion for what the Chris Paul is really good at. Jamal Murray is actually pretty solid as well. Malik Monk, if you really do regular crossovers, I would say Malik Monk and Trae Young. Kyrie Irving is actually really, really good as well. So I would probably say Dame, Kyrie, either Jordan Poole or Chris Paul. Or no, Jamal Murray may be in that combo with the Jordan Poole and Chris Paul. Those three are in the same tier. I would say Dame and Kyrie in the same tier. Then if we go down the tier, we got the Jordan Poole, Chris Paul, Jamal Murray. Then you got the Malik Monk and Trae if you really want to do like a regular crossover and it'd be really, really good. So yeah, that's the ones I would recommend for the guard crossovers. And don't forget, De'Aaron Fox is the best one if you are a starter for it. If you are a starter for it, that is the best one. But for the people that's not, there you go. All right, next we got the behind the backs. Now, when it comes to behind the backs, if you want to do Curry slide, you got the Stephen Curry. If you want to be able to have like a well-balanced behind the back, where you got the moving behind the back, you got a good explosive behind the back, you got a good standing behind the back, Trae Young. Jordan Poole is actually really solid as well. Kobe White actually, I believe, also has a really good behind the back. So do not forget Kobe White. And then last but not least, you got DeMar DeRozan, which is kind of balanced. Like it's not the craziest versatility. I would say the moving behind the back is good. The standing behind the back is good. The explosive behind the back is good. I think everything about it is good. But Trae Young, or not Trae Young, Stephen Curry is probably the best one. I would then probably say DeMar DeRozan. Then you got ones that's really just good for the explosive behind the back and the standing behind the back, like the Jordan Poole and the Kobe White. And then you got Trae Young, that if you do like the moving behind the back, that'd probably be a lot of people's favorite as well. So it really does come down to you. But I do think Stephen Curry, especially if you're a guard, is probably the best one. Because you can just spam the Curry slide, and that's really OD. Especially with the screens. Especially with the way you can just shoot off of it and fade off screens and all that type of stuff. So yeah. Next is the spins. Now, when it comes to the spins, a lot of these are actually really, really good. I would say Ja Morant is the best moving spin in the game. But Penny is really solid. DeMar DeRozan, it has a lot of different like spins and spin backs you can actually do with it. So I actually always would probably recommend DeMar DeRozan no matter what we talking about. Darius Garland is actually pretty solid. Penny Hardaway is pretty solid. Steve Nash is okay. I would say Ja is the best one. If you like doing spin backs, I would say DeMar DeRozan. And then you got stuff like Kobe White, Steve Nash, Ja, Penny Hardaway, Darius Garland. Next we got the Hezzies. I'm not gonna lie, the Hezzies, hands down the best one is Ja. Jalen Brunson is actually really good as well. But if you really like doing standstill, comboing your hezzy with like the, I guess like your escape moves, your signature size ups, your breakdown combos, and you're still doing standstill hezzies, I think Kobe White is the best one in my opinion. Because you can do so much off that. You can rim run off that. You can get a 3 off that. You can fade off that. You can do so much stuff off that. Ja is really only good for coming up the court and hezzying. If you're doing standstills when trying to combo it with all the other stuff I just mentioned, like I said for Kobe White is better. So it's obvious uses for both. Kobe White is not nearly as good as Ja Morant coming up the court. Ja Morant is way better coming up the court, but it's not as good for standstill and all that type of stuff. It's going to give you that long animation that if you like fading, it's actually pretty good to fade off of. But for the most part, it's really up to you on those two. Next is the step backs. Now, the step backs is interesting this year. Because early on in the year, I was cool with Harden, but I'm not really messing with Harden as much. I think the two best, or the best ones in the game, you got the Vince Carter, you got the Jimmy Butler, you got the Devin Booker. I think the Jimmy Butler is just a little slow, so I would probably go more so Vince Carter and D-Book. It really does come down to which one you want to do. I think Vince Carter, especially for comboing up, it's the best one at pretty much throwing off your defender. Because it's smooth, it's seamless with it. Sometimes the D-Book can be a little too slow and it can be a little too stiff. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie is actually another really good one. Kyrie actually has another really good step back. Harden is good, but it's only good for certain uses and stuff like that. Pro is actually not that bad as well, but I would say that's one is really more so for rim runners. I don't think it's as many rim runners or guard builds as it is on like the swings, especially when you get to the bigs and stuff like that. But yeah, the step backs is actually very, very important this year. I think all of these is kind of more so a personal use thing, because some people may like D-Book more than they like Vince Carter. Some people gonna like stuff like Stephen Curry, where it's like a crazy dribble animation, but it's a step back. So it's really up to you on these. I would probably say Vince Carter and D-Book are the best ones, but no, Kyrie is definitely in that convo as well. To be honest, it would probably be Kyrie, Vince Carter, D-Book, but it's really on you at the end of the day. The best triple threat in the style in the game. This is the most underrated thing in the entire game. This gives you so many different animations. This gives you like your jab steps, your pump fakes. This gives you like different escape like animations, like rhythm dribbles out of every single direction. Michael Jordan is the best one in the game, whether you're a guard, whether you're a swing, whether you're big. It doesn't really matter what you are. Michael Jordan is the best one. All right, so hopping into it, when it comes to the best dunk packages in NBA 2K26. Now, it's really a lot to talk about, but it's also not really that much. If you put on city dunks, you put on city alley-oops, you really only put it on for fun. It's kind of that simple. It's not really any other reason to put those on. When it comes to the best regular dunk packages, when we thinking of regular dunk packages, I'm thinking about the NBA dunks. We're not talking about any of the NBA players. And we're not talking about standing dunks yet. We really just talking about regular dunks. In my opinion, the best dunk package in the game, if you really want to go cheap, you got athletic hangs off one. You can put this on any build. It doesn't matter if you're a guard, a swing, or big. When it comes to the next little cheap one, you got quick drops off one. You do not have to be any type of rep to get it this year. You can just put it on. You can have quick drops off one. Those are the best two hands for safety dunk packages in the game, in my opinion. Now, when it comes to one hands, I think that's going to be going towards kind of more so NBA player, and I'm going to kind of get more into that later in the video. But when it comes to the two hands for safety, which in my opinion is still the best dunk packages in the game, you got quick drops and you got athletic hangs. Now, are these the best two hands? We may talk about another one later on in this video. Now, when it comes to the big man, I guess standing dunks, you can put this on pretty much any build besides the small guards, because I'm pretty sure small guards cannot get standing dunks this year. So you have to be at least 6'5". You have to be 6'5". You have to at least be 6'5". You have to at least be 6'5". You have to at least be 6'10" for both of the contact dunks. When it comes to this though, regular standing, I like to just go with two hand under basket regular, and that pretty much gets the job done majority of the time. I haven't upgraded my standing dunk yet on this build. That's just what it is. But when I do, I'll be putting this on, and that's going to be pretty much what it is. You can get standing dunk packages in NBA player packages or animations, but yeah, got to make sure we go over that. Now, when it comes to contact dunks, on this build, I have a 99 dunk with a 90 vertical, so I'm able to get the elite dunks. So I'm going to get what I paid for. I put on both. It's quite literally that simple. And the elite contact dunks are nasty in this game. So that's another reason why I do that. But if you do want more variety, you don't want to see the same dunks every single time, put on as many as possible, whether you get the pro, the elite, the small, the pro, the elite, the small, off one, off two, it doesn't really matter. Now, when it comes to the lobs, it really does come down to what you are. If you're big, I think pro is definitely in consideration. If you're a lock, pro is definitely in consideration. Outside of that, you don't really have to put on pro. I think you have to put on pro if you're a lock, a big, doing standing lobs and stuff like that. You're going to really want pro. Now, outside of that, I just put on whatever is fun at that point. Lobs, catching lobs. I guess you kind of got to think about when people trying to take you out of lobs with jumps. But I just put on elite, Derrick Jones, Zion. Those are the ones I get outside of pro. I don't put on pro. It's that simple. Now, I kind of went over city dunks. City lobs is kind of the same thing. Contact dunks, pretty much the same thing as contact dunks for standing dunks, contact dunks for regular dunks, except you have no control over this. The only control you have is the meter. But if your guard knows what they're doing and you know what you're doing, you can kind of somewhat you can up the percentage, up the frequency of this, but you don't have nearly as much control as you do when you can do a dunk meter, obviously. because you pretty much can control that. You have really not that much control over the contact lobs. So just want that to be said. Now, when it comes to the best guard dunk packages in the game, best guard dunk package in the game is hands down Russell Westbrook. So if you're 6'5" and under, Russell Westbrook is the best one in the game. 93 driving dunk, 80 vertical. Another one that you can actually put on is going to be Malik Monk. I don't even see Malik Monk right here. So you only need an 80 and a 70 to put this on. Now, if you want to go even cheaper, you got stuff like Klay Thompson, and I would probably say that's the cheapest. You can put this alongside like the Athletic Hangs Off 1, I think. Yeah, Athletic Hangs Off 1. And especially if you go in this game with no driving dunk, you can get +5 cap breakers on that, and you'll be able to have both of those packages easily. So yeah, that's a pretty good setup for if you have guard dunk packages. All right, so when it comes to best layup packages for guards, let's get it going. Normal, a lot of people in the comments in the first one was telling me Jalen Green, so we're gonna throw Jalen Green in here. I'm still on the Ja, the Poole, the Kyrie wave. Shout out to the people that are starter for. Malik Monk is back in the game again this year. That probably is the best one. But those are the ones I would have to recommend. But shout out to all the comments. I'm talking about all the comments on the first layup video was saying normal Jalen Green, whether you a swing, whether you a guard, is at this year. So I gotta at least get at a mention. So yeah. Next is the layup reverse. Now when it comes to the layup reverses, it's not really that much to talk about when it comes to guards. We got the Small, we got the Poole, we got the Kyrie. Kyrie is kind of on the slow end, so if you're doing a reverse, it doesn't really help. But if you can do double clutches, which has kind of been tough for me to get off this year, it's really good. Jordan Poole, very good. Small, I would probably rank it Poole, Small, Kyrie, but all three are pretty good for their own uses. Next, we got the floaters. The best guard floaters, in my opinion, I would say Curry is one. Ja is very good, but Curry, in my opinion, for guards, I would probably have to say Curry's the best one. Curry is actually crazy. The best quick scoops for guards, you got Curry, Jamal Murray, Ja Morant, De'Aaron Fox, Small. When it comes to these though, I probably would say I like Jamal Murray the most because just the way I play. But if you really do want that quick one going to the rim, De'Aaron Fox and Ja are both really good. But then you got stuff like Curry, which is always been known for the scoops. Whether you want to just go straight to the rim and do a scoop, or you want to do an outward scoop, it just gives you a little bit more variety in terms of the ways you can scoop. Where Ja and De'Aaron Fox just kind of do the quick, fast ones. Jamal Murray is pretty much just a scoop to the outside. Curry can do pretty much all of that. So if you do want that variety of having both, you can just go Curry. Next, we got the Euros for guards. The Euros for guards, you can really throw Curry in this convo. It's a couple of these that you can really throw in this convo. You can throw the De'Aaron Fox. You can throw in the Harden. But I'm going to say the Shea, the Jordan Poole, and the Jason Williams. If you really do want that Rondo, white chocolate, Euro, here you go. But I kind of do prefer the Jordan Poole over both. Shea even has a really nice one where it kind of ends with a scoop on a lot of them. But I would even just say the Jordan Poole because it's the fastest one. I like personally the faster animations. That's just kind of how I like mine to be. Next is the hop steps. When it comes to the hop steps, you got the Stephen Curry, you got the Jordan Poole. Both of these are very, very good. I think Jordan Poole is probably the best one. When it comes to Shea, Shea is actually pretty solid as well. Now, I'm going to be honest. On some of these animations, when you get the slow ones are sometimes really good because sometimes when people reach, it'll have that continuation where you can get pretty much a free and one a lot of times. So you gotta also keep that in mind with every single animation. So some of these slower ones, if you like the slower ones, I actually can understand it because it can give you that continuation on a lot of these because you can get fouled kind of easier. But then you got one like LaMelo, which is kind of Jordan Poole and Curry, but faster. But I kind of just like the freaky animations that Poole and Curry got, so that's just me. And then you got Small. If you don't have the highest requirements, you can put that on, and it's actually really good as well. Next is the spins for guards. Now, this one is interesting. You got Shea, where it's pretty much a spin straight to the rim, kind of on the slower side. Ja Morant, where it's like a 360. Jordan Poole, where it's like a 360. Both of these are really good because usually it's going to do 360 when it's a contact layup, and it's most likely going to get you straight to that rim, where it will most likely get you an open layup. So that it's kind of an advantage, but look at it. 87, 82. If you don't have that, you can just go Small. It does not matter. You can put this on any guard or swing build, and it's really, really good all around. All right, so let's hop into the best pass style. Now, I'm going to be honest. The pass styles this year are actually very important this year because there's not, I'm going to be honest. When it comes to the best pass style in the game that I've used so far, it's not actually that high of a rating. I'm going to be real. So, when it comes to the pass downs, you got the nuns, you got the Tyrese, but they changed the Tyrese this year. Not a lot of people going to be going at 91 pass accuracy. I have a build that actually has 91. I made a build with 92. I'm going to be honest, what I use on that build, I use Paolo Banchero. Paolo, from what I've used so far, has the best pass down in the game. From top to bottom, whatever you want to use. If you want to do lobs, if you want to do regular passes, you want to do flashy passes, you want to do the rat passes, you want to do pretty much any mechanic in the game, whether it's the jump passes, when you want to do self alleys, Paolo has the best pass down in the game. Another good pass down in the game actually has been Tyrese Maxey. I've been talking about Tyrese Maxey even before this video though. Tyrese Maxey has been good. It's not the first time I'm talking about Tyrese Maxey. De'Aaron Fox has been good. So if you're on the lower end of this perspective, you got like a lower rating, Paolo. Then you got probably, I think De'Aaron Fox is at 77. I know a lot of people going to probably go around 70, then maybe go 76. So you probably will only be able to get Paolo in that area. But if you do go up to that 84 to be able to get that gold, versatile visionary, maybe go 85 to get bailout, then you can start trying to get Tyrese Maxey. But if you want to go on a higher end of perspectives, I guess you can talk about the Tyrese. You can talk about the Devin Bookers. But LaMelo is actually really good this year as well. None is actually good, but I'm going to be real. If you got like lower end, I would still just use Paolo because Paolo may genuinely have the best pass down in the entire game to me. So, yeah, the pass speed, the catches that you get off of it for your teammates, and how fast you get out your ball, or how fast the ball gets out your hand, I would personally recommend Paolo the most. And it takes nothing to get it. It's literally just a 70 pass accuracy. It's been the best one I've used, whether I'm on a high end pass accuracy or a low end, especially if I'm on a big and I'm doing outlets. Now, the only thing I say about bigs on outlets, it does do like those straight line passes, so sometimes it can be a little annoying, but I don't really have to have a high pass accuracy on my build this year on a big, because Paolo, even on a 76 pass accuracy, is really good at getting the ball down the court accurately at a high rate. So, yeah, I would just say Paolo Banchero, pass style, De'Aaron Fox, Tyrese Maxey. LaMelo Ball at 84. Then you got the Tyrese. Then you got the Devin Booker. James Harden is actually 82. So I have that start as well. But yeah, those are the ones I would personally recommend. And obviously none if you don't get 70 for whatever reason. But yeah, those are the pass styles I would personally recommend. No matter what build you're talking about, by the way. Next, we got the motion styles for guards. The best motion styles for guards, in my opinion, in this game. It comes down to the top. You got Alex Caruso. In my opinion, that is the best one. But it is pretty expensive. When it comes to these guard ones, because of the agility, a lot of guards going to have pretty solid agility. So you should be able to get this. But if you don't, you got some other options. Maybe you go Lou Dort. Maybe you go Ja Morant. Maybe you go Marcus Smart. Maybe you go Jalen Suggs. In my opinion, the two best ones, in my opinion, are Alex Caruso and Suggs. Those are the two best ones from me playing the game that I've tried to do. When it comes to the other ones, you got Ja Morant, you got the Mitchell. I would even throw like not the D Mitchell, but the De'Aaron Fox in there. That's another solid one. But for the most part, I would say the Jalen Suggs, the Carusos. If you want some other underrated ones, like I have starred, like the Dort, the Smart. But for the most part, those are the best ones for guards. Caruso, in my opinion, is the best one. Suggs would be right behind that. If you do want some bigger names, you got the De'Aaron Fox, the Ja Morant, the Donovan Mitchell. You want something a little bit more defensive, you got the Dort, the Smart as other options to the Suggs and Caruso. But those are the best guard motion styles in the game. Now, I've been letting y'all off for a little while. 90%. Let me say it again. 90% of y'all aren't even subscribed. Now, I've been doing this for a little while now. Y'all, I know y'all mess with the content at this point. So subscribe! Subscribe! It's that simple. If you buying anything on Fortnite, Epic Games Store, use code YaboiFitz. I don't know why I ain't been had this, but yeah.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah!